Hello, everybody. FAI here, or I here, and yeah, welcome back to the Noob to Pro or Noob to Skilled series. And in today's video, we will be talking about some things to possibly help you with aiming and being better at aim, because as I've been playing this game and as I've been practicing, I've noticed that, some things about aiming may not be as good as you may think. Like some people, for instance, are doing aiming just with their right thumbstick rather than try to utilize not only the movement but not should I say utilizing movement. And that's one of the big main things going forward is that in general, most of your heavy aiming should come from, of course, utilizing movement, and in general, your fine-tune aiming, or the small little adjustments that you gotta make, should come from, of course, being the right thumbstick, unless, of course, your opponent somehow, or who you're going against, somehow turns a 360 around you. And if that happens, well, obviously you should probably consider doing using the right thumbstick to turn around completely. But yeah, with that being said, like when it comes down to aiming or utilizing aim, I mean, one of the main things I would consider, especially if you're trying to utilize aim in the best way possible, is to consider using movement and moving around before actually using your right thumbstick, or or in some cases your mouse if you are, for instance, playing on PC. But if you're on console, then obviously you don't want to use your right thumbstick that much. I mean, I would consider, and I would say, try using your left thumbstick, or your movement a little more, because you're going to find that you'll be more successful using your movement over your, of course, left thumbstick or your right thumbstick all the time. Because while sure your right thumbstick could be used as a way of aiming, in my personal opinion, and from what I've seen, you should consider not using your aim that way. And you should consider trying to make movement your main way of aiming, especially if it's just like left, right, or, left or right. Now, when it comes to up and down, obviously, you gotta make the slight adjustments with your right thumbstick. But, I mean, when it comes to just pure left or right movement and aiming, you should consider, of course, making it to where your aim is focused mostly on your movement, left or right. And I know this may seem a little counterproductive when it comes to, using aim and whatever, but trust me, in the end of the day, you're going to find that more than likely your aim will be better just trying to make small adjustments with your right thumbstick when it comes to fine tuning your aim. But when it comes to, large, aim, or, changing your aim completely, you should consider, of course, the right thumbstick completely down, left or right, up or down. But when it comes to just fine-tune aim or fine-tune movement, obviously, in my personal opinion, consider utilizing your left thumbstick or movement to make those small adjustments and the small little changes in the way that you aim at a opponent. That'll make you, of course, much better in general. I mean, obviously, when it comes to maybe making the slight adjustments for your opponent to be moved one way or another, then just like chasing or following your opponent, then, try to pre-aim or pre-calculate where they're going if you see them moving. That way, when you do see them move, or when they do start to move and you start to fire, at least you'll have a good chance of being able to, take them down and, control the battlefield overall. Because, I mean, obviously, like it is, when you know the recoil and pattern of your weapon, you obviously will be in better position for, controlling the battle and just in general being able to fire at somebody. And I mean, obviously, if you're on controller, you have aim assist, and aim assist will take over when you are close to that person that you're looking at. Obviously, aim assist is not perfect aim; it'll not give you a aim that will basically make you impossible. Make it impossible not to hit. But aim assist will take over when you are in on a controller, because I mean controllers, let's face it, can't do as much fine tuning as somebody who's using a PC. And I mean, this is obviously natural when it comes down to you playing a game. I mean, in any shooter game, obviously with controller, they have to have aim assist. Without aim assist, obviously nobody would be able to shoot on Apex Legends or any FPS title or first-person shooter title. So because nobody would be able to turn tide or use a FPS title if they had to, rely solely on controller with no aim assist. Obviously, at the end of the day, with no aim assist and on the controller, it means that you, the controller user, would have a very, very big disadvantage going against PC players if you got the chance to go against PC players. But, as it is, of course, aim assist is not perfect, and aim assist doesn't mean that you're going to have perfect aim or, a perfect reticle on a target. Most of the time, when it comes down to it, aim assist only means that you will be utilizing, it will slow down the sensitivity enough to the point where, you should be able to lock on to that person. Now, on Apex Legends, let's talk about aim assist. On Apex Legends, obviously the aim assist is not very good. It's not very powerful. And because of course the aim assist is not very powerful or very good, it does mean that a lot of your shots are missed. I've noticed that this is just a really clunky aim assist. It doesn't really have a so-called way of making it to where it feels okay and it feels very, very smooth. A lot of Apex Legends, especially the gameplay, is not very smooth. And aim assist on Apex Legends, especially for the console users and for the controller users, is not going to be very, very big on point. In fact, a lot of times, as it is, aim assist or anything on this game is very, very clunky. It's not very good when it comes down to the overall choice and, overall way of utilizing and using the, game. And, this is just the main problem with, of course, when you get in general, this is just the main problem with the, overall way the game is developed. And, unfortunately, I blame Respawn for the fact that the gameplay is not very smooth. And, in general, there's not enough of a solo aspect or a way to make it not a team effort to fight somebody that, really throws me off my game, in my opinion. And, I mean, that's the main problem that I've seen with, Apex Legends, is that it's just not a very smooth game where, they focused on the gameplay and made it to where everything just feels natural, if you will. And, I mean, because everything doesn't feel natural, it's very difficult for me to really make this game worth, having fun and being competitive in. Because, I mean, obviously, everything in this game, because you can't really be super competitive in it, means that you're, focused on trying to make everything a team effort, which is really, in my opinion, personally unfortunate that, you'll have to make everything a team effort. And, because, of course, aim assist is just not good. Aim assist is it doesn't kick in right. You have a time where it just feels like clunky. It just feels like, well, that was terrible, and you can't really explain it per se. Which, I mean, as it is, it's just something that does happen. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say that it's something that I would dislike about Apex Legends in any way. In fact, it is something that I kind of dislike about Apex Legends, but at the same time, it's also something that I feel really, you know, needs to be focused on and needs to be worked on a little bit more to really make it a game that everyone, I guess, will enjoy to a degree. I mean, obviously, some people who've played Titanfall and love Titanfall have kind of become big acolytes, I guess you could say, of Titanfall. Will say that nothing in the game should be changed, and a lot of the game should stay the way it is because it's fun and, I enjoy it. But not everyone is going to be, that person who really is focused on being Titanfall. Not everyone is going to be liking that kind of gameplay. In fact, I would say 9 out of 10 people really are just not enjoying the Titanfall kind of gameplay experience. And I know that, at the end of the day, I know that Respawn took a bit of a shortcut and took a bit of a cheeky path by saying, hey, we're going to put this into the Titanfall universe, and then we're going to also make it to where this is copied Titanfall code, which, I mean, again, is just, unfortunate. It's unfortunate to see the game have, like, the same Titanfall code and the same kind of, if you will, game feel to it. And because it has that feel and it has that Titanfall code, it does mean that a lot of the game really is just not good for, for the overall experience of everybody. And, unfortunately, that's the case with how I feel with the aim assist in Titanfall. It's just like, on some guns, the aim assist for controller feels really snappy and feels really, really like you don't need to work on it much. But then on other guns, I feel like aim assist just is ugh to a degree, So, at the end of the day, it's like, it's kind of a messy situation. But either way, at the end of the day, aim assist is aim assist. It's supposed to basically help you on controller, be able to control and, if you will, be able to control and, get a solid read and solid look at a certain, person or enemy that you're looking at. And I feel that in some cases, for Apex Legends especially, aim assist just doesn't have, a kick in when it comes to controller and, of course the overall hip fire. I feel that, hip fire just in general doesn't have a very good aim assist overall in general, So, I mean, that's just something that I've seen and something I noticed. But, I also have thought that, this is just something that is a problem for Apex Legends. And, there's no real way to fix it because, I mean, aim assist is aim assist. Some games like Fortnite, some games like, Call of Duty make aim assist really good. And it's very, very noticeable on controller when it kicks in. But other people make aim assist not very good. And in the case of Respawn and Titanfall, I think aim assist is just not very good. But, I mean, the general point of this video was to talk about aim assist. And aim assist is for controller players mostly. And it's supposed to, of course, in general, help you with locking on to a opponent. Now, is there a way to get rid of aim assist on games like Apex Legends? Should we get rid of aim assist? Should we make it to where aim assist doesn't exist on any FPS game? Absolutely not. Because, let's face it, at the end of the day, aim assist will always help fine tune fights and FPS games when it comes to of course playing FPS, because on controller without aim assist you can't get the fine tune assistance or the fine tune aim that a keyboard and mouse will have. So I mean that's just the way it is. But, I mean, in general, I think Apex Legends should focus on aim assist and should focus on the overall gameplay. There is going to be a video talking about my concerns and my thoughts about Apex Legends and the new event coming up. So, look for that as, in the future. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me on this video. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this video has helped you a little bit with aim assist and getting better overall with aim assist. And, with that being said, thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for watching. And, until the next one, everybody. This is FAI or I, signing out and saying, thank you, everyone, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification, because I know you want to know when my next video drops next. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I am live on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/FA_I. Or, _I. And, with that being said, thank you everyone for joining me. I am live on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, for about 4 to 5 hours usually, or I try to be live around 4 to 5 hours usually. And, Monday and Tuesday, I'm usually live for about 2 to 3 hours. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for watching. And once again, until the next one, everybody, this is FAI signing out, and of course saying, farewell, everyone.